Hello, everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful, fantastic day like me. Today tasted so. The last 2 days, actually, the last three, Super Bowl included. Anyway, I was just on C-SPAN and I found, um, in fact, I'll give you a listen. C-SPAN opened their calling. They allowed people to call into C-SPAN after the State of the Union last night, which was a wonderful speech. I loved it. I don't know what any of you think about it, but I thought it was a great speech. There's a lot of people who were like cheering alongside Nancy Pelosi because she ripped up that copy of Trump's speech. And they're saying things on Twitter, especially. They're saying like, "Oh, yas, Queen Slay," and things like that. Nancy Pelosi, she stood up to Trump and stuff like that. Well, to those of you who agree with that, it appears that a lot of Democrats don't agree with you. Let's give this a listen here. I believe it was, yeah, I think it was this one.
To the speech,
there we go.
It had said that the former police chief of Caracas was going to be there, and it turned out to be Mr. Guaido. Randy, Oklahoma City. Hi, what'd you think?
I loved it. Our president is a good president, and he's doing a lot of good things.
But what is one of those things?
A bipartisan House, and the actions of the Democrats just sitting there and Nancy Pelosi tearing up the manuscript was appalling.
Washington Post, this is their immediate reaction
appalling.
to it. Trump touts jobs, immigration policies, and foreign relations. Charles in Anniston, Alabama, what's your reaction?
Well, I'll put it this way. I've been a Democrat for 70-something years.
77
and
years.
What I've seen tonight was appalling to me, and the gentleman before you, I think it was very disrespectful for this president. I didn't vote for him, and sometimes I don't agree with his policies. But that man is the president, and we should respect him. And what I've seen tonight of the Democrat Party, I am changing my mind. I mean, I'll probably still be a Democrat. But far as I'm electing for a goddamn Democrat, never again. I'll probably stay home. And I am very embarrassed being a goddamn Democrat for what they did in the House over there today with Pelosi and the rest of them sitting like a bunch of dadgum damn idiots sitting there. And that is my thing about what I think about it. Now, there's 17,000 families in this country of our family name that we all probably get together again, and we probably will boycott the Democrat Party. Now, that's what I have to say about it. And I want you to know exactly how I feel. But thank you, and I'll fix to hang up on you. Bye.
Trent is in Monroe, Louisiana. Hi, Trent.
Hey, just to give a philosophical thought to all this, I think the major media has tried to make Donald Trump out to be a shallow entertainer, and those of us out here who love him as uneducated lovers of shallow entertainment. But I think the reality is that there are deep things in Donald Trump that he can't even quite express, that are deep, deep things in the masses of people out here that he's connected with. And I think
let's skip ahead, actually.
And the managerial elite, brother, the party is over for those who control the truth narrative.
Darla in Ocean Springs, Mississippi. What'd you think of Nancy Pelosi tearing up the speech at the end? Darla, you with us?
Yes, I'm still here, and I thought it was disgusting. As I sat here tonight and watched the whole speech, it was odd just to watch the State of the Union address and watch my president give the speech on everything great that's happening in our country, but yet Nancy Pelosi and the others who were dressed in white, I might add, just sitting over there, never standing, never clapping for anything that might be good for the country. I don't understand it. I used to be a Democrat, but I am no longer a Democrat. I will.
Oops, I am so sorry I cut you off. Kathleen in Placerville, California. Good evening to you. What's your reaction to the speech?
I agree wholeheartedly with the other callers. I am a Democrat as well, but no longer will I vote Democrat. I think it's outrageous that they sat there when all these good things are happening to our country and how much we love our country, and they looked like they hated our country. And Nancy Pelosi, the whole time she's sitting up there with a disgusting look on her face, it's outrageous. I will never vote Democrat again, and I'm sick of it, and my whole family feels the same way. My husband, my friends are sitting here, all former Democrats. We all voted for Hillary last time, and therefore never, ever will we ever vote Democrat again.
Now, Kathleen, this is not the first time that half the House essentially has sat on their hands during a presidential speech. This happened during President Obama, President Bush, President Clinton. What makes this year different?
When I see them sitting out there and their protest against the president, but it's not just a protest against the president, it's a protest against everything good that this country was founded on and how much we love our country. And, you know, it's always portrayed that the Democrats don't love their country. Well, we love our country, and we want to see it succeed. But it appears to us that our Democratic Party has been stolen from us by a bunch of communists, and no longer will our family ever vote Democrat again.
Wall Street Journal headline, Trump avoided impeachment. In speech, he spoke for about an hour, 15 minutes, and then was interrupted by applause on top of that. Joy Kelso, Washington, hi.
Hi, Howard.
Joy, what's your reaction to the president's speech?
I am literally disgusted with Pelosi and the Democrats' behavior, the way she teared up his speech behind him at the end. I was a registered Democrat. I've gone independent. I'm leaning GOP now. I love Trump's policies. He's making our country and the world better. Our children are our future, and it's time to take back our families and keep the government out of our families, and that is what Trump is doing.
Joy, did you get the feeling that both he and Governor Whitmer were speaking to their respective bases, or did you get a feeling that both were reaching across the aisle?
Trump was speaking to everyone. He always does. He might not be all the best person to speak, and he takes, a lot of his tweets sometimes too far. But this is a man that is trying to keep our country, and not give it away.
Hi, New Orleans. Good evening.
Hi, I'm a registered Republican. I want to touch base on one thing. I kind of understand where the Democrats didn't stand or didn't applaud when the president did speak, because we did the same thing with Obama. But
okay, fair
I
enough.
just want to say, I am a minority. I just want to say that everyone makes the president out to be a racist, and I don't think he's a racist. But I wanted to let a lot of people know that there are groups like us, minorities, that support President Trump. You can go to our Twitter page. We help raise money to go out to battleground states, and we're trying to help the president, make America greater than ever before. So there are minorities who do support the president, who do appreciate the America First policy, instead of helping the minority with better job offers and stuff like that. I'm a doctor. I was able to hire more people out of college, give them a better pay rate under this administration. And like I say, we started a group, a grassroots group that's going out to, to show the Americans that the minority does support President Trump.
Kai, what's your Twitter page? What's it called?
It's minorities that support President Trump.
Can you name one policy that you support?
I support his tax cuts and his small business policy that allow us to be able to get tax cuts to hire more people. And a lot of people making it seem like, the stock market is doing great, but it don't affect every day. But when you have high corporations who are able to pass on the savings, yes, I do support the president, his policies, his tax cuts, and also his small businesses policies.
As a doctor, what's your position on Medicare for all?
I think it would bankrupt our country. There's no way to really pay for Medicare for all. But I do support, everyone chipping in and helping out.
And what kind of medicine do you prefer?
Okay, let's skip
And the
forward
federal
here.
government making sure that the states treat each other fairly and they deal with the foreign governments.
Thank you, sir. Washington Times, their headline, Trump tells Americans he stopped downsizing of America's destiny in the State of the Union. And from Twitter, Mike Bloomberg, Trump's wall won't fix our broken immigration system, especially when the sections that Trump has managed to build are falling down. Americans don't want it, but Trump's ego demands it.
Yeah, like you're going to
Mike
tackle
is
the
calling in
issue,
from
Bloomberg.
Pennsylvania. Mike,
Yeah,
what's your
break.
reaction to the speech or to Governor Whitmer's response?
I will say that with a simple rip of a paper, Nancy Pelosi has pretty much sealed the deal of a re-election of Donald Trump. When independent voters see that, watch the rest of the speech, the optics of her being so childish to rip the speech after the ending of the speech, right after the soldier is brought reunited with his family from Afghanistan. The optics of that are so horrible, so childish. It definitely plays to the base of the TDS, Trump derangement syndrome crowd. But when you have independent voters that listen to the end of that speech, see that whole segment, and her ripping pages, you have lost any independent voter that has been looking. Do I go with the person that's there, or do I take a chance on an unknown of the Democratic Party?
Mike, Nancy Pelosi has been around for a while and pretty experienced politician. What do you think her motive was?
I think her motive is to play to her base that is. The base is already in. They are going to vote against Trump no matter what. You need to win the independent voters. Anyone who is on the fence, you take a look at that. That is so embarrassing that she would do that.
All right, thank you, sir. Finally, we want to show you Joe Biden's text. He sent it out at 10:08 p.m. Our administration, the Obama-Biden administration, brought the...
And that's the end of it. Yeah, so all of you who are like, oh, Nancy Pelosi, oh, she did a wonderful thing. She stood up to evil orange Donald Drumpfler. Ooh. Yeah, well, turns out not all Democrats, or independent voters for that matter, or minority voters, agree with you. So, yeah, my take is that you're full of shit. So, have a nice day, everybody.